Hi, it's Gretchen Dixon, Product Specialist at SOLABS. Today I'd like to show you how to link a curriculum document to a training activity and then set that training activity up to recur whenever that document gets revised. I'll log in now as a training administrator. And I have an SOP that is at revision 1. I'd like to create a training activity for that SOP. So I will go to the training section of the software. And as a training administrator, when I click on navigation, I can get to all of the options for my curriculum maintenance. And when I click up here on the training menu in the top right, I can create a curriculum. So I know that this curriculum will be related to my SOP for operation of small vial line 1, and I might like to put other things into it someday besides reading of the SOP. So I'll choose to add possibly on-the-job training and an SOP. And I'll name the curriculum Operation of Small Vial Filling Line 1. And now here, this is just the curriculum. We're setting up the default settings for any training activities that we'd like to have in here. So keep in mind that if you do add an additional training activity into the curriculum, like that on-the-job training, it will also trigger to recur whenever that document is revised. If you don't want that to happen, or if you have differences in the people to whom those two training activities would be assigned, we actually recommend that you create the on-the-job training in a separate curriculum so that it can have its own settings. So I will pick a recurrent setting of document revision. At that point, it will ask me to look for the document that I would like to link as my curriculum document. I can put in the number or the title, and here we have it, Small Vial Filling Line 1. And I see that that is now linked. Also in the recurrent section, I can choose what would I like to happen when it does recur in the future. I plan to link my training activities to job profiles, which are the functional roles, so I will leave that as the default. And when it does recur, I would like that to also assign based on those same profiles. So I will choose that, and I will make this active. The next thing I need to do is decide my completion requirements. So end user confirmation is appropriate for reading an SOP. I will leave that default. And I don't need a trainer for reading of an SOP. So I will go ahead and submit this curriculum. And remember, this is just the empty shell, if you will, that the training activities will be added to. So once you do create the curriculum, now you need to create the training activities over here on the right-hand side. And again, this is a training administration function, so the person doing this needs the SOLABS training administrator role assigned to them. We'll click Create Training Activity, and this time I will make it specific to the SOP. And it is coming up as read and confirm, but it also has the other choice. So in case I'd like to later put in an on-the-job training, I can. I like to make my training activities active up front. They won't really be assigned to anyone until I select my end user assignments. That way I don't have to go back again and make it active, but that is your choice. You do have the ability to add a description, and those fields can also be populated with quick text, which is a custom list, and we'll go over that in another video. I do have some quick text for some of these fields, so I will put that the SOP is required knowledge and that the method of instruction is read and confirm, and I don't have a method of evaluation, so I'll leave that blank. You can also leave duration and cost blank, and the start date will be the day you create it. I recommend leaving the end date blank. It is helpful if you're assigning it to a lot of people for the first time, but you want to go out and edit that out later if it will be assigned in the future, because here the estimated end date does act kind of like an expiration date for the training activity, making it unavailable to people in the future beyond that date. Notice it's picking up the recurrent settings that I have. We'll skip this section now. This is if I'd like to add a question mark training assessment, and I'll cover that in another video as well. So we will go ahead and I think I'd like my authors and approvers to get automatic credit for the training activity. That's what this setting is. And go ahead and submit this. And reason for change is new. So that's all we have to do to create a training activity that is linked to a document with a recurrent setting that will reassign the training whenever it is updated in the document section. Beyond that, we'll cover in another video how to assign this training to job profiles and end users. But thanks for watching today and learning how to link a document to a training activity and set it up for recurrence.